How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It's Nasipi Zwani, and I'm back again with another episode of Sludge Underground Podcast. I'm back with a brand new guest for you, one of the most incredible artists. I was actually listening to their project Ego, and I was just incredibly excited because it's 10 solid tracks on there, and I definitely have a few favorites, and I feel like we need to touch on a lot of them and a lot of the features as well. But I'm going to let our guest introduce themselves and let us know who they are, what they're about, and we'll basically take it from there.
Oh my God, that was so nice. Hi, I'm kyabo. Um, uh, I'm an experienced child. I'm joking. Yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter. I basically dabble in like borrowing pop, if that makes sense. I kind of take pop and put it with other little genre blends.
Hey, that is awesome. It's a very beautiful blend. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't think I've heard anything similar, to the sort of sound that you're making. Give me some of your influences here because I feel like a boomer now because when we were setting up and trying to arrange, I feel like there are people out there that would know where some of these influences actually come from. But for someone who's a layperson such as myself, this is a new sound to me. It's beautiful. So what are some of the influences here when it comes to maybe mainstream artists?
Mainstream artists. Oh, I will definitely throw in basically Frank Ocean, Troye Sivan, Taylor Swift, Tovlo, Charlie XCX. Just a lot of pop figures really influenced me. I've been getting into Kanye as well lately, especially for like Ego, like during that era, like Kanye was someone who popped up out of nowhere for me. And then I was just like, okay, damn, this is how it goes. Yeah. But yeah, those are the ones I can list like off the top of my head. Yeah.
I actually sort of had this assumption that Frank Ocean might have been there because I remember when I was listening to Ego and I was like, I haven't really listened. The only Frank Ocean I've ever listened to was the stuff that he's done with Tyler. And I was like, okay, wait, let me go listen to Channel Orange and then see if maybe this, if there's some influences in there. But what I can actually say though is that your sound is different enough for someone to not be like, yo, it's a direct sort of, it's literally like a direct copy from, say, for example, Frank Ocean. Like you do so well in being in your own lane, having enough of the influence, but not take away from the artist that you are. It sounds completely original and such. How much planning actually goes into that? Is this something that's just organic, or does it just sort of, what are the vibes there?
Oh, it's super organic. I basically I treat every song actually as like a new thing. It's a miracle sometimes that they can like end up on an album, to be really honest. But yeah, it's just every single time like it's okay, let's go. What are we doing now? I feel this melody. It's never really I need to make a song that feels like this or whatever. Because every time I try doing that, it's never ever anything good, to be honest. So yeah, it's pretty organic. Like the process is very organic. Yeah.
Let's jump into that project. So I know you've got something that you released in like this year as well that is absolutely incredible too. But you obviously had to lay down the foundation. One of my favorite tracks on Ego is obviously Wings. Wings is one of them. There's Braggadocio is one of them. The features that you had on there, absolutely incredible. I don't know how you got that together, but you're gonna tell me about it. Let's start off with Wings. It's got a very lovely alt sort of sound. That's why I was sort of attracted to it because I that is very much the sort of stuff that I listen to. So how did Wings sort of come about?
Wings. So Wings actually started, it was in 2021 actually. My uncle and I were sessioning more and more and more, and I got there for a session one day. We had just finished recording another song for the project that didn't make it called Marries. Where uncle played this voice memo he had taken like in the middle of the night, like the first few lyrics. And I was just like, okay, we have to continue with that. We have to finish it off. Then we just decided, okay, it's just gonna be purely guitar because it sound that alt sound I really liked that we could play around with like the movement with just the one instrument. Shoka Sunflower came on board. We were writing with him as well. It was just a really good time. We were really, really sad that session. It was a really like it feels like everyone low-key had everything, like had something in their heart, and like we were just kind of like just dealing with the idea of like doing music when it seems just not doable or like, not lucrative or anything. I hope that's a word. There's a certain heaviness I can't ignore when I hear that song now because it came from a place of just like frustration. But we stayed hopeful and, like the song is manifesting itself, because there's this line, my favorite line on there is, you know that I'm more than I ever could be. Oh my God, that's just for me like really smack writing. It's yeah, I love Wings.
Yeah, it's definitely a favorite for me as well. And it's just getting that insight in terms of the vibes that were there when you guys are making it. Do you feel like sadness inspires, great artistry in a way, or do you feel like you can actually make something beautiful while happy as well?
Yes, you can definitely make something beautiful while happy. Wings was one of the few times that we were in the moment feeling something. Otherwise, like I need to have like gone past the situation to be able to like look back at it objectively and write about it because I actually know how I actually felt because I struggle with how I feel in the moment. Like right now, let's say I'm not okay. I won't know what I'm okay. I probably will know what's annoying me. So that like kind of blockage doesn't help my songwriting either. So I do much better like writing, looking back at a situation.
It's a very incredible formula. As I said, I've got a lot of favorites on the project, which obviously moving on to Braggadocio. I absolutely love this. The features, how did you guys get together? I think Wolf is Dead is in there, Fele is in there. How did you guys link up?
Oh, Braggadocio. Braggadocio was like, ooh, 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 ooh. The first song where I was like, okay, shoot, the album's making sense. Like that was like the first song for me. But how we got that together is Uncle produced it, right? Uncle likes coming over and just like leaving me with like so many beats. Like it's always like it's just like a process of ours, like we'd session and then be like, and then he'd just be like, okay, here's some extra. So it had Braggadocio was one of the extras I got. I heard it and I was like so nervous because I was like, okay, this is something I've definitely never done. But then as I was listening more, because of Ego, you mentioned that there's like the features and stuff. Ego's built on the backbone of collaboration. Like without that, the essence of collaboration in every single sense of it, from the photography to the mixing to the writing, like I went into that process with a list of people. I was like, I want to work with everyone here and yeah, I got it done. So when I heard Braggadocio, it was much easier to get Wolf and Fele on this time because we had worked on another song that might come out soon. I can't say much there. But that was like the track, like the title track for the project, right? But it just wasn't done in time for it to come out. But then, however, Braggadocio happened. So I called Wolf for a session because I knew that, okay, he would sound amazing on it and we could do like this really nice back and forth. I've always wanted to do that. I think then Wolf and I had written up to like the end of our respective parts together because we were in the same session. When it came to like this last section, we were just like, okay, what happens now? Because we just couldn't figure anything out. And then we just had a light bulb. We called Fele. Fele pulled through. She recorded a crazy verse. I was literally in tears when I heard it. And yeah, that is Braggadocio.
There's this part in the song where the synth just goes crazy. I think it's when just as she's about to enter, if I'm not mistaken, but the synth just goes crazy. And was that Uncle?
Uncle, yes, he basically was my main collaborator on the project. He really was.
Uncle's a beast. It's insane. One of the things that makes the project that incredible, and I see now when you say that secret spice must have been Uncle. Were you guys all in the studio like at the same time, or was it sort of like, you and Uncle started it off and then sent it through to Wolf is Dead and so on? What was the studio session like?
When I got Braggadocio, I think we were working on another song. I don't remember the other song, but I remember that session was purely me and Wolf sitting with what Uncle had sent me, and then Wolf and I were just hitting back and forth. I think we even like sent notes to Uncle actually to kind of change some things, but we were happy with the song. There were two versions. I do remember that. Yes, there were two versions of it. So Uncle heard our me and Wolf's version and then did some little facelift stuff and then to kind of accommodate how it goes right now. And then we sent it to Fele, then Fele sent it back. Fele and I sessioned together once, but not for anything on Ego. Like Fele was not in the room, but Wolf was, yeah.
No, that's absolutely beautiful. There's also this amazing guitar riff that you've got in it's 5512. Who was on guitar for that? Who did that?
Now that's one of my favorite sessions. There's a thing when like musicians meet, man. Yo, it's so crazy. So last year, I lived with Dia, who's also credited on the song, the other vocalist, she and I were roommates with this other guy, Kai, as well. This was a song that all three of us did together. So we all wrote together, but Dia's on guitar. Basically, we used to have so many nights where we'd just be like, let's do something, let's write. And then, like, I was going through something very, or I had just come out of a situation that basically left me into like the session to write 5512 with Dia. But that song took months in the sense of like, I don't know if you probably do because you've heard it. It's kind of two parts. There's that first section, and then there's the second section where all the drums and stuff come in. The second section was done first. That was supposed to be called Dia's interlude because Dia has an interlude or song credit in every single one of my projects since like my first EP. It's kind of like a thing to have to like work with her. But the last part happened first. It was called Dia's interlude. I actually didn't like it at first. I was like, no, this can't be the song. It doesn't make sense. I was just like, no, 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 no. And Dia was just like, come on, we can do this or whatever. So that alone took months. And then the first part of the song was called Not You. Not You, we got done in like a week because it was very like easy. We just on the ball writing and stuff. And then yeah, that crazy guitar, Dia. Yeah, Dia is insane. She's so crazy with it. I enjoy everyone who I worked with. Music aside from like knowing them or being their friends. Like I listen. So yeah, Dia just bought this really earthy tone to the project as well, which I really thought was a breath of fresh air. It was very important that there's different tone colors happening in the 10 songs as well, you know?
Definitely, definitely, and you guys really pulled it off so well. They get to shine. I feel like it's as you say, it's like a collaborative sort of effort. There's enough of you so that you know that the show is, about, we know who the main act is, but at the same time, there's enough of them sprinkled on for them to shine through as well, which is absolutely beautiful. That's why I was saying it's one of the best sort of experiences that I've had, listening to something from South Africa. Which also leads me to Jumper as well, featuring Fense, which is another favorite of mine. Tell me about that one briefly as well.
Jumper came the same time Braggadocio did. I'm sure in that very week I was like toying around with what to do with Braggadocio. I just started love and writing Jumper. Like the first, yeah, like I was in love. I was so in love. So I was just like, damn, let's go. I can write love songs now. And then I think I left it alone for like a while before I even decided to add Fence. It was gonna be like a really short interlude. But then as I went on with it, I was just like, I do want to hear more from the song. It was literally gonna be like 30, 40 seconds. It was not gonna be like the song it is now. Heck, I don't even call it an interlude anymore, I think, because of like how it got extended. It's still a short song, I know. And Vince was more than happy to like come and session. So we had a writing session where I kind of already had like my little chorus bits on. I had a play verse, but I didn't like bring that out because I felt like it was horrible. And then yeah, we came, we wrote. I have pictures actually from all these sessions. I remember I can literally see how she was sitting. It was really cool. We just wrote about love, man. It was a really easy one. Jumper was really easy. Even to the recording, I had recorded separately. Fence recorded on her side, got it together. Yeah, that was one of the most easiest songs to go about. Like it was so easy actually. What an easy process. Because usually it's like trying to get people for sessions or waiting for verses takes months or whatnot. Fence said that was a really easy process. I enjoyed that very much.
And when I was, listening to basically your Discog, it also then took me back a bit. I wanted to also just find out after I listened to Ego, what sort of stuff you were making in the initial stages, and it sort of took me to faking it. And what I found is that, faking it is very explicit, like the stuff, the imagery, and what you're talking about on there. You paint a very vivid, picture and image and stuff. It's very risque and stuff, some of the stuff that you're saying on there. Would you say that maybe you've dumbed it down a bit over time? Or do you still sort of get some of those?
I don't know how to answer that one because I will say like there was this like unabashedness that I had because I wrote that when I was 15, by the way.
Wow. Incredible.
I know.
Incredible.
I know. I was 15 when that happened. So like, and I remember really just letting it all out and stuff. I will say like the older you get, the more guarded you become as well with content and stuff. And also I kind of really felt embarrassed. Like every time my mom would listen to the song, and I'd just be like, because she'd be playing my music, and I'm just like, you have to play this one. Like I'm talking about penises here, bro. Like what do you mean? Well, let me just say I haven't been called to write anything that graphic Yeah, I haven't felt the need to. So I don't know if I am purposefully dumbing it down or it's just when it's in front of you, catch it. I just haven't seen it to catch it in front of me. But oh no, I would definitely do that again. Like there's nothing I change about that song, despite me being embarrassed about it. That's actually one of my first favorite songs. That was my first favorite song, Shape. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the fact that you were 15 when you wrote that makes it even better because at 15, you're just coming out and you just say, fuck it, and I feel like it's a very dope introduction to the artist that you are. It's an incredible intro. I feel you did a really good job there, despite what your mom might think.
She likes the song. She just doesn't like the fact that I'm talking about penises.
Listen, tell me about the relationship with your mom. You cited Kanye being one of your inspirations. We know the relationship that he had with his mom. How's your relationship with your mom, and how does she feel about the music that you're making?
The music. Okay, wait. Can I just say though? I started listening to Kanye for ego, basically, like during
Ah,
that
okay,
time. I wouldn't
okay,
say like
okay.
he's my inspo, just
He's
to just
yeah.
just to because I
Okay.
know some people who'd hear this and be like, "You're lying." So I just
I
need to
feel you.
clear that. My relationship with my mom, oh my God, it's probably up there for like one of the best relationships I have. She's really supportive, like in anything I decide to do, honestly. Like she's always the first one down. Like I can really like call her about anything, and she'll understand and like she'll repost, she'll listen. When I had a show on Friday, a sound check with Narabai, and she was literally I don't think I was even off stage and she was already like texting me about where are the videos. Like she's very supportive. Same with my dad. It's a really good relationship. Like I'm really happy that I have the parents I have actually. They really just allow me the room to do what I want to do. And they trust that I know what's best for myself too, which is really cool because a lot of people don't have that, funny enough. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that is very true. And a lot of the stuff as well that you write, I found, is very much centered around, emotions like, love and such, relationships and so forth. When it comes to you writing about a relationship that you may have had, with a significant other or a partner, is this always about one subject matter, or is it maybe just past experiences that you've had with maybe different, partners? Or is there that one person that you're thinking about when you're making these?
It depends on the time frame, basically. But most of these songs are platonic, funny enough. Like most of them are from like platonic relationships. Some of them are love songs, but it's all about a time. Like I say, like I said earlier on, like I kind of have to be out of something to look back at it and even write. That still counts for like love songs and whatnot. Like it's a lot of different relationships. But for ego, I will say the more love focused stuff, yeah, that was about one person. Yeah, two people. They were around the same time. Like situations happened at the yeah, basically platonic and not.
Yeah, listen, the artistry, just everything that you do music wise is something that is very beautiful, something that I thoroughly enjoy to an extent where I even went after I was listening to the project. I even went and I recommended it to Geronimo, one of my homies, that's a massive supporter of the show as well. He also makes incredible music. And I was like, dude, please just listen to this discog because yeah, that like absolutely incredible. I'm mind blown, even till this day. But I feel like at the same time, an artist like yourself, I personally feel like should be getting a lot more flowers, in this day and age. I personally feel like, you as an artist should be someone that is in the mainstream right now, and I feel like it's not any fault of yours if that hasn't manifested. I just feel like it's the environment. South Africa sleeps on a lot of good stuff. So, how would you say your experience has been, as a South African artist? Do you feel like you're in the right space? Are you where you're supposed to be at the moment?
As a South African artist doing a genre that's not like South African hip hop or Amapiano or bomb. Oh no, like it's crazy this side. Like it's crazy. But I have this friend, Yams, who basically I think he was in Portugal right now for Afrochella or was this weekend. And the first thing he texted me when he got to Europe was that like, yo, South Africa's holding you back. You need to come this side. And I was just like, Okay, but despite all of that, I do kind of feel like there are more challenges when you're like an alternative artist, an alternative being anything that's not mainstream here. It's quite a crazy battle, like even just getting shows, getting booked for stuff. There's not a lot for alternative artists here. But with that being said, there are community stuff that are just like pushing, like Narabai. I don't know if you've been to one. We have this really cool event here called Narabai, and they just bring all these alt artists together. It's always a good time, good DJs. It's amazing. And the artistic like alternative community here is really fairly supportive. Like every time like I perform, I guess when I look out to the audience, it's really someone I know from that same community all the time. We're just always there for each other. It's really cool. So the community is really good. It's just like you said, more flowers should be going to everyone a part of it as well. Because I feel like there are so many Grammys sitting here, bro. Like so many Grammys, so many number ones. We have such talent here, and it sucks that alt music here is just not taken as seriously. It's crazy. Like I can't believe it. Because it's like you'd go listen to American alt artists and you like ignore the ones right here. It's crazy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. As we say, you know, the more flowers should be given to the adult community. But what I do love is that the community is there, and when you're within that, it's absolutely incredible. It beats anything, you know, that's out there in the mainstream. You know, I feel like it's set up for sort of long-term success and probably prospects to basically make it overseas as well if you ever decide, you know, on moving there. But what else would you say, sort of the music industry and being a South African artist, what would you say it has taught you overall that you can sort of take away from it and apply into your everyday life?
Oh wow, patience. Patience is so huge. I don't think I had any like sense of real patience before I decided to do music because there's so much waiting. Like even from little things like waiting for mixes, waiting for because like everything within the process is its own art form, you know what I mean? There's the production, there's the vocal production, which is like my favorite part. Then there's mixing and mastering and stuff. So like I used to like not be able to like wait for those. Like after I finished the song, I would expect this is like back then, about like 2018, but I would literally expect the engineer to literally have it by me in the morning. And I just really didn't understand the motion and how everything goes and how everything is an art form in the process, you know? So patience is the biggest thing. I will say I've learned a lot about being outside as well, like how to actually be with people, with being in like the community. I kind of always keep the same group of people when it comes to that. Patience is my biggest answer though. Like I think there's more to unpack under that, but it's like my biggest answer completely. Also just making sure waiting for the right time to put things out, waiting for like the right seasons to like, because I've realized music is also very seasonal. Like, I don't know, some albums really make sense coming out like in that November, summertime or spring. Some albums really make sense right now in winter. Yeah, it's just learning to be patient and also trusting that what you are doing is worth it. I have a hard time believing that it's like worth it. But yeah, that's what being a South African artist here, that's what the South African industry has kind of taught me. And also don't trust everyone. A lot of people will lie and try to swindle you, but you just trust your gut and also trust your close confidants. Like it's not a don't be shy to ask for help as well. That's another one. That's a big one. Don't be shy.
Very valid points, very helpful as well. Kyabo, very international. I love it.
Oh, thank you. It was inspired by the Kardashians.
With the K itself, or
Yeah, so my government name is Yabo. Like that's really like my full name. Like it's Yabo. I've always like loved the Kardashians. I watch them all the time. I love them. They make sense. I was just playing around with like, what should my stage name be? And my first one was YB because that's what they called me at home when like my nickname. But then I was just like, no man, not that. And I was like, let's put a K in front of this. Let's see how it goes. And it was pronounced like Kayabo for like a while. And then like I performed somewhere, and then a friend like while announcing me on said Kaibo. And I was like, that's wrong, but it sounds right. I'm gonna take that. Thank you.
who's that friend? We need to give them a shout out.
Oh, Gia Sima. She is this beautiful genius visual artist. Yo, like you need to check her stuff out. I will literally send you her stuff. She's insane. Like she's insane. Oh my God.
What? No, that's absolutely wild. Please do send me the stuff. I'm immersed into your universe right now. That's how like deep I want to just dive in there. Just rounding off now. Okay. You've touched on ego. We've touched on the features, what the industry has taught you being a South African artist and such. So, what is coming up? What is next for Kyabo? Can we maybe expect a project? We briefly mentioned your drop in 2023 as well, the single that you have out. What else can we sort of expect from you for the rest of this year?
So the plan is constantly changing, but right now is the most secure it feels. So there'll be something special coming out this year, like towards the end of it, but not a new project, something special. That's all I'm gonna say with that. A few singles and stuff. I'm doing my final year in uni, so I'm also kind of like backtracking a bit to kind of like ace that as well. If you want Project T, 2024 is definitely the year my next project comes out. Definitely, like no questions asked. But yeah, that's basically it. 2024 is the real project year. But yeah, right now Kaibo is just gonna basically be an academic warrior for a minute, do some shows where I can, play some shows. You're in Durban, right?
I am, yeah.
I'm so jealous. Okay. Do some shows. If you ever decide, hit me up. But that's it for Kaibo right now. Yeah.
What are you studying right now? That's actually really interesting. I'm studying as well.
I study strategic communication.
Nice. So do you feel like that is something that'll help when it comes to you being an artist?
Yeah, when it comes to like the whole education thing, actually, I've tried my best to pick things that help with the whole thing about being an artist, actually. So in high school, I went to the National School of the Arts, right? I focused on, I majored in music there. So I basically got a really good background on like just classical training. I'm a classically trained voice singer and guitar player, but don't ask me to play guitar for you. Don't do that. But that's where I kind of got like a lot of my bass training there when it comes to like technical stuff, being able to actually sing properly and perform. I also did a lot of theater there, which is really cool. So when it came time to kind of like decide what to do after high school, I was like, okay, cool. I could do music and whatever, but I just didn't feel called to. I kind of like wanted to see like a different aspect of like what I feel my brand will challenge at some point. And I think strategic communications kind of deals with PR, marketing, advertising, and all those principles and stuff. So I think it was really beneficial. I took it because I thought it'd be beneficial for my whole artist thing going on here.
Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. It's been a really amazing experience. I've enjoyed being immersed in your universe. From the moment I started listening to Ego, your latest drop, and just, the features that you've told me about and doing this interview, I'm so grateful. Even, you considering Sludge being a platform that, you'd be keen on getting on. Are there any sort of parting words that you have for anyone that's been supporting, your journey as an artist before we close out and get your handles?
Yo, thank you. Thank you. I have nothing but gratitude. Literally, like, no one has any reason to really go down with what I'm doing right now, like, or be done with it. And the fact that there are people who really like it still blows my mind. Like, I'm still getting comfortable with, like, answering questions and, like, about myself and my music, so this is all pretty new to me still. But I'm really grateful. Like, thank you so much. You're changing a life, and I hope I can touch yours.
Yeah, what my life is definitely touched. I'm definitely gonna keep listening to the music, and I hope anyone else that's listening to this episode is also gonna go down the same path. So if anyone wants to reach out to you, work with you, send some love, send merch, whatever the case, what are the social media handles for them?
Oh, you can reach out to me on Twitter or Instagram. My Instagram username is KY6BO. And on Twitter, it's KY4BO. Just reach out there or like just email me at kaibomgmt@gmail.com and I'll get back to you.
Sweet, that is epic. And as for Sledge Underground, we are at Sledge Underground on Instagram, at Sledge031 on Twitter, Sledge Underground on Facebook. And obviously, you got our website, www.sledgeunderground.com. And please do support the show. We got beanies that we've released. I'm wearing one right now, so please do support. It's the best way that you can support Sledge Underground and keep us going.
I'm so braggadocious that my pen be split in oceans. Never had no potions, all my bitches call me Moses. Who can say they're close to this? I drift and they feel nauseous. All you bitches know this, so just give me all my roses. Had to drink the potion, now I'm shifting out of focus. Fit was color-coded, hints of lavender and lotion. Now my thoughts are potent, I'm so high they caught me floating, yeah. yeah. And I can see the stars, I can see the moon. Open up your heart, let me take you home. This is just the start, we'll be leaving soon. I'm a work of art, yeah. They just see the profit. Phone ringing too often. Money in my pockets. Photo shoot, I'm topless. Magazine, I'm popping. Closet full of gossip. I know that you want this, you want this. Money so long, yeah, I'm lost in it. Look at my purse, there's some thousands in it. 50 class bomb, yeah, I'm glossing with it. Yeah, you can take, there's no problem with it. I take the floor with no opposition. I know you want my position. Stop playing status, this my position. Run me my check, this my condition. I started smoking my problems. I couldn't wait to feel better than this. Now living my life is an option. I think we'll be fine. Just leave your life behind. Believe me, you'll suffice. The pain's not worth your time, I know it's fine, you'll be fine.
Don't lose yourself, 'cause it gets dark in the city and there ain't no place to run, so you hide. I'm so braggadocious, I rock out like guns and roses. I know it's hard to focus 'cause my